Today I am reviewing Dust City by Robert Paul Weston, and I'm giving it 3.5 stars. Dust City is a story that takes place in a dystopian fairy tale land, which I found to be quite interesting. It's like in the future of fairy tales, and all of the fairies have randomly disappeared. So now there's no more fairies, which means there's no more fairy dust. And fairy dust is where all the fairy tale things happen. That's how they make, like, miracles, and how they make, like, wishes come true, and, you know, how they turn pumpkins into carriages and all that great stuff. So the fairies are gone. Poof. No more fairy dust. But with this, you know, it turns to chaos. But there's leftover magic, like, I don't know, leftover from old wishes, just pieces of it, that companies take that fairy dust, they just call it dust, they take that dust and they make their own dust with it. And I guess they kind of add stuff and they manufacture it into their own fairy dust, but it's just regular dust and it doesn't have very much potency to it. All it really does is, you know, cure headaches and make you feel a little bit better when you're sick, so it's pretty much just like medicine. You can get it like at a pharmacy. But then there's like the bad guys and like the drug dealers who are making stronger doses of the dust that actually do create miracles and stuff. But it's like illegal and it's all like underground run stuff. So it's like fairy tale creatures and fairy tale lands, except it's all run down and dust is now a drug. It was really cool. Now the actual story is about Henry, who is the Big Bad Wolf's son. Now the Big Bad Wolf, in this story, killed Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother, and he claims that he killed them under false pretenses, that it was a manufactured evil dust that was given to him, and that he didn't actually kill them on purpose. And so it's about Henry trying to get to the bottom of it, trying to find out if the fairies are still somewhere, if they've been kidnapped or if they've disappeared, where they've gone, what they're doing to this dust, and how they're making it evil. I can't tell you the rest because it kind of like changes. The story changes pace and changes directions quite a few times throughout the book. But it's really good, and it's like dark and gritty, and I just really liked how it was fairy tale creatures dealing drugs, except it was fairy dust, but it's not real fairy dust. It's manufactured fairy dust. I did quite enjoy the story. I thought it was interesting, it was different, it was intriguing, parts of it were exciting, and parts of it were really fun. I didn't think it was spectacular though, and I felt like there were a few little holes throughout the story, or just parts that weren't explained super well. Like, first of all, it doesn't explain what a Nixie is, and some of the dust is called Nixie dust because it's like the Nixies make it, and I have no idea what the hell a Nixie is, and so that bugged me a little bit. I mean, maybe I'm just not up on the fairy tale lingo, and it's something I should know, but I don't know what a Nixie is. There was a lot of different types of creatures. I always forgot who was what. Like, one of the bad guys, for some reason I thought he was a wolf the whole time, and then I had to go back and read the beginning when he's first introduced, and he's not a wolf at all, he's like a dwarf, and I was like, whoa, why did I think he was a wolf? And I just think it was just because there was a lot of different types of creatures that I just couldn't really keep up with it. Because it's not like it was a really long book in order for you to really remember everything. Like, a lot of the characters just had little side parts, and they didn't play a big role, but then they'd come back at the end, and I was like, who was that again? Oh, right, it was that person who was in the first 6 pages. And I also thought it ended pretty quickly. I was a little disappointed in the ending. It was just like, oh, I can't tell you, or I'll give everything away. But I thought it wrapped up pretty quickly and a little too easily. But it was a good story. I did enjoy it. I just wasn't in love with it, and I didn't think it was like super spectacular or awesome, but it was good, and it was interesting because of how, like, I just thought it was a really cool idea. Like, it was really cool how he came up with this. So, I would recommend it. I don't think it's something that's gonna blow your mind, but I do think that it's something that you should read because I think you would enjoy it. Whoever you are.